All right, shalom, shalom. Just want to come with this quick video for you brothers and you sisters dealing with your health. You know, it's very important that, let me cut this off real quick. It's very important, as we get towards the end, that you brothers don't want to be codependent on the system. You don't want to be codependent on medication, pharmaceutical medication. You want to start to get your health in order. I know a lot of you brothers and you sisters, there's many different things that I have to cover, even dealing with this topic, but I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. But exercise is very important as well. I know some of you brothers might be dealing with high blood pressure. That's something that's ravishing Jake. These so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native American men. Um, Hypertension, diabetes. Some brothers probably didn't had strokes. And it's true. And it goes back into how you eat. We've been taught to eat everything that's wrong, man. All this fried and heavily saturated fatty food. Salakia. Um, and it's killing us, man. Jake is dropping up out of here on an alarming rate because they're not taking care of themselves, especially Jake around their 40s and their 50s, man. And you brothers, around that age, you need to, right now, if you're a brother that's young in his truth, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be codependent on this system. For me myself, um, had to change everything that I was doing, man. We was taught to pull up at Jack in the Box, right? For lunchtime. Pull up at McDonald's. Pull up at Burger King, man. And that's been killing us, man. That's death. And that's why this place Babylon is full of snares and traps. All right. And one of the things that you want to make sure, and it was a time that we was ignorant. We didn't know how this stuff was ravishing our body. And a lot of brothers got, irreversible damage. But you can start to do things right now to avoid going on dialysis, avoid having a stroke, having a heart attack, getting diabetes. There's some brothers that are already is got pre-diabetes and stuff like that, hypertension. But you see right here, it said I haven't been sick for 35 years. It says clear vision, clear mind, and blood pressure is normal. All right. And high blood pressure has wreaked havoc in my family in diabetes. So to kind of give you my regimen, like right now, I got my smoothie. And I put celery, ginger is powerful, man. Grapes. I squeezed a lemon and a lime, and started to get familiar with these herbs and the benefits that they can bring you, man. Turmeric. You got cumin. You got all these things that the so-called white man didn't properly teach you that can heal your body. Like the scriptures say, the medicines come from the earth, the herbs, right? Cilantro. I mean, romaine lettuce, tomatoes, fish. And you got to watch your salt intake too. That's another very important thing for you brothers. Because you can make a healthy meal, but if you got too much salt in it, you kind of just defeated the whole purpose because it's going to spike your blood pressure. And we know this place is the shadow of death. This all is around lurking here is death, disease, demons, right? So my regimen is I do, apple cider vinegar, like 2 teaspoons a day. I got my garlic pills, 2,000 milligrams. I take 4 a day, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. Incorporating my shake, I'm gonna show you this recipe right here. It's powerful, man. And you brothers that might be dealing with high blood pressure, this will get all that down, man. And you can't just ignore it. And then stay away from these processed foods too. Start reading your labels. You want to stay away from all that processed shit as much as possible. The things that come in a can, the things that come into already them TV dinners, as they say. All right, stay away from all that because it's heavily saturated with salt, sodium, and that stuff leads to death. It leads to all these health problems that our people have been suffering from because they're not paying attention to. And look, it was a time that we was all ignorant. It's the information age, if you will, the time of our awakening. So you can't walk in ignorance because ignorance leads to death. Right? So don't incorporate water. I do lemon or lime water. Stay away from the soda pop. And you don't. You let me say this too. You might not think you can do these things but you can, man. You have to just put mind over matter, and your body's gonna start to adjust to how your taste buds gonna start to crave the healthy foods, and your body gonna be rejecting the bad food. Even though you might think you can't do it, you can do it. Exercise, start incorporating some kind of exercise in your daily routine. Whether you exercise 3 times a week, maybe 4 times a week. We have to come out that state of where we was at because it's gonna lead to death. I promise you. But I'm gonna get into this recipe here that is very powerful, and I think I'm gonna be doing more lessons going into this. And like the scriptures say, I think it's in Ecclesiastes. I have to find that. It says the health is above all things, in a roundabout way. And you got to think about it like this: if you ain't got your health in order, that means you're becoming a burden on somebody, right? It can get to that point. One of my uncles got his leg amputated because of the diabetes. He was just like, the hell with it, I'm gonna keep doing what I do, all right? And it's killing our people, man. So let me get into this recipe. All right, you see what it is. I mean, very straightforward recipe. And you got to break those bad habits too. A lot of brothers and sisters so fixated on doing things as they've been doing them, and that leads to a lot of health problems, which eventually leads to death. It's so easy and convenient just to keep doing what you're doing, but it's gonna be consequences, especially for the Jake men. We've been ravished by high blood pressure, diabetes, hypertension, stroke. I mean, all this leads to death, and that's why we know we in captivity. You can't even grow your own food. You got an HOA. Saying you can't even grow your own food is madness here, man. And they do that for two reasons: so they can control you, so you have to depend on them at a grocery store, and secondly, so you can eat bad, so they can make money off you in the pharmaceuticals and in the health field, because they want a nation of sick people. And America has, I think, this the one of the most obese countries in the world. But look at the diet. Look what's pumped and promoted to you. Death every day. Every time you turn the TV on, it's death. Jack in the Box commercials, McDonald's commercials. Just death. Death is normalized here. Eating whatever you want to eat that leads to death is normalized. Eating pork is normalized, which you shouldn't be eating pork anyway. A pig will eat anything. A pig will eat dead animals. That's why the Most High said, don't eat that. He telling us to do that for a reason, because it's unclean. A pig is the garbage disposal of the earth. So are shrimp. Shrimp is the cockroach of the sea. Shrimp clean up the ocean. Lobsters, right? And these devils done made lobster out of delicacy. You know what I'm saying? The lobster is the cockroach of the sea. They even look like cockroaches, man. All right? Shrimp, lobster, crawfish. That's some Jake infatuated with fucking crawfish, man. All right? Catfish. Madness. There's some bottom feeders. They'll eat anything. They scavengers. So you are what you eat. So if you ingest it in your body, that's why you feel the way you feel, man. All right. What's another one? Crabs. You know, you got people doing everything opposite, and they lead to all these health problems that causing death. All right. Like the scripture said, you have made a covenant with death. The so-called white man told you that this American diet was how you supposed to eat because it tastes good. And one thing you'll learn as you start eating healthy and you think you can't do it, your body's gonna adjust. The body is the most remarkable thing it is because it know how to adapt. And then you're gonna start to crave healthy things. Exercise is another one. Your brothers gotta find and your sisters gotta find something that you like doing. Like for me, I hate going to a park and run. I can't do that. I like to play basketball. So that's something I can trick my mind into me exercising. And I just go hard body when I play basketball. All right. Sometimes I can run. It just really depends. But you got to find something that works for you because you can't just keep doing what you keep doing, man, because it's going to lead to health problems. And that's one of the things that's plaguing us too, because if your mind if your mind is messed up because of your health, it's going to trickle down to other things. You're not going to be able to have clarity. You're not going to be able to have a sound mind. Your mind going to be all over the place. So it's many different reasons, and we weren't taught this. We was taught. That's why I say this is the place of death, man. This is our captivity on a whole nother level. Right? These devils want you to continue to eat the way wings stop. Now, every now and then is all right? But you don't want to make that out of a routine. Right? You want to get into a healthier routine and just look up different recipes and different things that you can try and find something that works for you. So don't say you can't do it. You can do whatever you put your mind to. That's another thing, man. But hopefully this was edifying. I'll see you on the next one. Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak Wadash. Shalom.